like abolitionism 101 would be like, these are the 5 tenets. But when we say like we're theological, there are theological propositions which, if they are not true, everything falls. Abolitionism. And just going from those tenets, that's not all. I mean, that's 101. 102 would be something like, isn't it very strange that in Genesis chapter 3, whenever he said to the snake, there's going to be enmity between you and the woman. Isn't this weird that to this animal that Satan possessed and used, this velociraptor or whatever it was, you will be cursed to your belly and go extinct, side note, but you will go extinct, you will be cursed to your belly the rest of your life, you will writhe around in pain and stuff. But I will put enmity between you, that was a physical thing to that dragon, but spiritually, enmity between you and the woman. The woman's seed will crush your head, he'll bruise his heel. Okay, this is Genesis 9. And then by the time we have in the beginning of Exodus, we have Moses, we have the killing of children, the Hebrew midwives being faithful and trying to save children, and Moses the deliverer. This is the dragon, through his power and his principalities, Ramses II or whatever, killing children to try to destroy that seed and subvert the people of God and the power of God and all that kind of stuff. And on, and then of course we have Herod killing babies, so on and so forth. We could do the whole providential history of God dealing with the redemption of humanity as a war that's going on between Satan and the seed of woman, and it's all this weird, wicked, crazy thing that's deep. It's probably abolitionism 5 or whatever. It's the capstone of abolitionism. To understand how it is that this whole thing has something to do with the triumph of the church over the evil of the age, and why we will stand there and by the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb triumph over him. Who? The dragon. What was he doing? Throughout all time, he seemed to be like at war with the seed of woman, killing children. So when people say, you know, abolitionism is good for you, but I try to keep the main thing, I think that they're biblically illiterate. Honestly. I think if the gospel was the main thing for them, they would probably be paying attention to the fact that not only is abortion not a political issue, it seems to be this major crazy thing. And here, sorry, I don't want to sound like a lunatic, in these last days, which have been here since, Paul said it, in these last days, the Church of the Living God is at war defending these image bearers and standing up against the culture. And Satan, who is, if you look at my PowerPoint slide, a dragon with, it's not a beanie on his head, it is a whatever, something to help with his wound. He's hobbling along, and he's fighting against the little abolitionist. Have you all seen this picture of this little boy fighting a dragon, and the dragon's standing there, and he's got a crutch? If you look at the crutch goes all the way down to the ground, and it's suppressing the Word of God. It's holding the Word of God down. And there are 5 things. There are 5 denials of the 5 tenets of abolition. The thing that's propping the dragon up because he's been wounded. Like we have, as the church, power over Satan. We can trample Satan. But instead, we give him a crutch and we keep him around. That big, crazy story is central to everything we do. So, when pro-lifers... Awesome. Anti-abortionists of any kind decry abortion because it's destroying an image bearer. And I'm not talking about a preborn image bearer only. The women are image bearers, and abortion is destroying them. And Satan has devised this thing through the objectification of women as sex objects who have to be toys for stupid boys. And the only way they can continue to be sex objects to slay these men who should be fighting the dragons is if they do not become pregnant and become sort of weak and messed up and despondent and not who they're supposed to be. The helpmate of these women, of these men who are destroying this dragon, part of the bride of Christ, he is at war with women. So central to abolitionism must be the gospel for individuals, women as well. And so there's nothing wrong with pointing out that abortion wrecks women emotionally I think it wrecks them intellectually. I think that the connection between abortion and lesbianism is fact. Lesbians are the primary people who come out and oppose us. It's because we are made to love and be in that kind of relationship. But they did that once with a man who left them, and they killed a child. And it so wrecked them, but they still wanted to have physical love. They went to other women. Why? Because other women are going to get them pregnant, put them in that horrible thing. It's just dastardly, evil, wicked stuff. But it's because there's a snake who's warring with these women. And so we have to make that central to what we're doing. It should be in our literature and everything, wherever, certainly wherever it comes up. But that's not incongruous. And pro-lifers who've been doing that, we just agree.